heard you needed some help.
We know how dangerous Rumpelstiltskin has been in the past. This version is evil beyond anything we've ever seen.
He will drag us all into the darkness, but I'm not giving up.
This is how I have to go out, showing you that there are people that love you. That's a worthy end for me.
And there you have it. The final trailer for Once Upon a Time has dropped. And I gotta say, it's kind of upsetting because I don't have 22 more trailers to review for Season 8. And I loved reviewing the trailers. I loved reviewing the sneak peeks. I loved reviewing the show. This has been one of my favorite things to do. And it's really upsetting. This is my last trailer review ever for Once Upon a Time. And it's also my 99th Once Upon a Time Season 7 video, which I think is also hilarious. The 100th video will be the season finale or the series finale episode. So this trailer is really good. Like, it's a great final trailer for the show because it doesn't give anything away, which I liked, but there's tons of footage, which I also liked, because there's enough to speculate the plot, which is essentially stop Wish from Rumpelstiltskin, and hopefully Wish from Henry won't go batshit and, ruin everything. Like, that's clearly the plot, but at the same time, as to how it's going to be played out, and then what Emma's final appearance is going to be, we don't know, because it's not in the trailer, and it leaves for speculation, which I like. So the trailer is just perfectly cut, and there's lots of great footage, which I really was a fan of. Now, this trailer, it showed cameos of Zelena, Robin Hood, and Belle. Now, in my review of Homecoming, I said that I felt the cameos of The Apprentice, Cruella, Ariel, and Peter Pan were relatively underused. Now, I think it's unfortunate because I really like those characters, but I really hope that Zelena, Belle, and Robin Hood aren't underused here. And the reason why I think they won't be underused is because all three of them were at one point starring characters in the show, while all the characters from Homecoming were just guest stars. Now, my guess is with Belle is she's only going to be in one scene, and that's to welcome Weaver/original Rumple into the afterlife. And I read in an interview that Zelena and Regina are going to have one more team up, so maybe the two of them are going to somehow stop Wish from Rumple, but I doubt that's the case. But I'm happy that Zelena is going to be in the episode nonetheless. I love Zelena, I love Rebecca Mader, so I'm really happy that A, she's in the trailer, and that A, she's in, and that B, she's in this episode. As to what Robin Hood is going to be, I don't really have any inclination. I wasn't a huge fan of Outlaw Queen. I know there's a lot of people who were fans of Outlaw Queen, but I don't really have any inclination or speculation. It's really one I don't want to speculate about because, in all fairness, I don't really care. But it's still good to see him. I just don't care what he's going to do. Hopefully it's not a wasted role. Now, the final line in the trailer with Regina talking to Wish from Henry, I thought was really, really touching. But at the same time, I was like, oh, it's Wish from Henry. Too bad it couldn't be original Henry. But essentially, Regina is paying for the crimes of killing Wish from Henry's grandparents. And for me, like, I love the line, but the Wish from is the Wish from. Like, I don't have any attachment to it. It's just kind of like there. It was like essentially Adam and Eddie's cutaway to redo stories that they felt that might have been not done properly. Point being is, I thought the line was great. I think Lana Parrilla, really emoted beautifully, but it's still the Wish from. So it's kind of like, eh. Now, we got to see Snow White and Charming in this trailer. They were in the trailer for Homecoming, but that's obviously the same scene that was in the this trailer. So, they're only going to be in this episode, obviously. And I'm looking forward to the team up of Snow and Charming with Henry to stop Wish from Rumpelstiltskin. Alice had a really cool scene in this trailer where she gets almost like she's sucked into a portal. We don't know if she goes through it or not. And that was really it. Like, the trailer is really all over the place. It shows a lot of cool scenes, and essentially it flashes, will they get their happy ending? And my guess is yes. Rumpelstiltskin, I imagine, is going to die. And that's what Belle's scene is going to be, because she's in like this bright white light. So I imagine that, because of, the setting of Belle, and because his happy ending is getting back with her, he's going to die, and that the Dark One is going to essentially go away. The darkness will be gone forever. But I don't really have too much else to say because the trailer really doesn't lead into anything. The title is called Leaving Storybrooke. Maybe the town will disappear at the end. Who knows? Or maybe it's just called Leaving Storybrooke to be symbolic of the fact that we're leaving the show, that this is the final episode. This trailer also had a very quick cameo of Emma in it, and it was also the same scene from the Homecoming trailer. I got a couple comments in my Homecoming trailer review asking why didn't I cover or talk about that scene. I'm going to address that now. The reason why I didn't talk about that is because that scene was from the pilot. It wasn't new, and had we seen like an original new scene of Emma, I would have been more than happy to discuss it. But, we don't know what Emma's going to do in this episode, though her daughter is named Hope, which I have to say is a fantastic name. So, Wishram Rumple and Wishram Henry are like the final antagonist for the show. I like the fact that Rumpelstiltskin on some level is the final antagonist. He always seemed like the overarching antagonist. But, I mean, there's not too much to really harp on for this trailer because we know the plot. We know it's probably going to be a beautiful ending. It's probably going to be a bit of a struggle to get there. Adam Horowitz and Eddie Kitsis are in this episode. David Goodman wrote last week's episode. I imagine this episode will just have a beautiful 3-act story. There'll be no I hope there's no flashbacks, and because I think the flashbacks would hinder this episode. Last thing I want to talk about, I'm going to pop it up on the side. I'm going to get rid of the other images. Is the round table. I was curious as to who was at the table, and I want to quickly discuss it. So, obviously, we have Henry, we have Snow White, David is standing up, we have Alice, Margot, Regina, and I'm guessing the person on Regina's left is Zelina. And then there was a person next to Henry, and I can't tell if it's Lucy or Danya Ramirez just because of the way the angle is. But I think it's funny that, we have a combination of all the new characters all at the table as well, and I wonder what they're going to come up with for a plan to defeat Rumpelstiltskin. I'm looking forward to this episode so much. I can't wait to see it. I think the trailer is, it's a beautifully cut trailer. I really hope that they release a couple sneak peeks or something, maybe one more longer final trailer. They released a long trailer for the mid-season premiere. It'd be respectful of fans if they released a long trailer for the series finale. The marketing for the show has been horrible. They stopped releasing sneak peeks around, I think, episode 13 or 14. I think I got the Hook episode. We got a sneak peek for it, and then after that, they stopped, and that was a bit of a bummer. But hopefully, the show will end on a bang. They said the song will be sung one more time. There'll be no music, sadly, but that aside, I think it'll be a fantastic episode. I'm looking forward to all of the appearances. I can't wait to see Jennifer Morrison back as Emma, and I wonder what Regina's final happy ending will be. I really hope they just don't shoehorn Robin Hood in, because I feel that would be such a kick in the pants to those who liked Facilier, because that was supposed to be a romance too, and I never really felt the chemistry between Regina and Robin Hood. I got the point of it, but at the same time, I felt the chemistry between Sam D and Regina, but I want to see that. It's you kind of wish you could blend those two storylines together. Anyway, what did you guys think about this trailer? Who are you most excited for to see coming back? Because this episode will have a lot of appearances. I actually believe that even Ariel and Cruella will be in this episode as well. I'm assuming it's going to be the original versions of them, not the Wishrams. I don't know. I looked at the casting call and I saw that Ariel and Cruella are in this episode, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I didn't expect Cruella to be in this episode because Victoria Smurfit said on Instagram that her final episode was Homecoming. So point being is we have a lot to discuss next week. Probably will be a live review. I'll tell you guys when it'll be up. I'm looking forward to discussing it. And thank you so much for watching my trailer review. What did you think about the trailer? Are you excited? Do you think there's a lot to happen in this episode? I think so. And thank you for watching, and we'll talk real soon. All right, guys.